All right, good evening, good evening. My name is Margie McLean. I am the founder of Chemistry Growth Mindset, where we are transforming minds. And we want you to become the best person of who you are and who you can be. I am here tonight with talking with the divas, and we have three of our women who will be speaking at the Chemistry Growth Mindset the self-care event that we will be having in Charlotte. I'm so excited. It's called our Divas Self-Care and Holistic Wellness Retreat. And listen, you need to be there. You do not need to miss this. One of the things that we have here, we have women who are going to be coming here talking to us about things that we can be healed from, things that are holding us back to being the best of who we can be. We have women who are going to come here and we're going to lay aside things that we do not want to bring back with us. So when you leave this event, which is going to happen in Charlotte, North Carolina, November 17th through the 19th, you come here, you're going to drop stuff off at the hotel, and we do not expect for you to take it back with you. So the purpose of this event is for us to get well, to have some self-care. Listen, we as women, no matter what walk of life you are at, we all are dealing with something that is holding us back from the greatness that we can be. And sometimes we do not realize what that thing is. Sometimes we do, and we just don't know how to let it go. And so at this event, that's the purpose of us as women. We all are dealing with stuff. We come together. There's no judgment. We come together and we just pretty much help each other. We love on each other. We become a village. And when you leave, you still have that village. You do not leave. If you come by yourself, trust and believe, you're going to leave with a village. You're going to leave with a sister. You just pretty much are going to be left with at least some of the weight taken off. Maybe not all of it, but we want some of that weight taken off. And so we are looking for a great move to happen in this event. And that's the purpose of me starting this event. This Diva Self-Care. Diva stands for Divinely Inspired, Victorious, and Serving. And so that's what we want to be able to do, to serve each other. Listen, you would actually not only just come and get some great workshops from great speakers, but you're going to leave with a self-care love book, which will be my first book. So I'm excited about that. So you would come, you will be the first person to get my book before we even launch it. So I'm so excited about that. And you just pretty much going to go through embracing yourself, loving yourself, accepting yourself, knowing that you are worthy of love, even showing self-gratitude to yourself. Sometimes we do not show gratitude to ourselves. We do not love on ourselves. And in that book, you will learn the steps to doing that. You will be building that up every day. Even some yoga, even mindful meditation, you will get an opportunity to do that. And so I am so excited about the women that we have here. And so I would like to pretty much share the ladies who are going to be on our speakers. Hey, ladies, how are you?
Hey. Hi. Doing good.
Doing great. Listen, y'all are beautiful queens. I love it. We have Miss Nicole Smith who's going to be coming. She came to our event last year. I said, listen, she has to be a speaker this year. So she's going to tell about herself, her book. We have Miss Detra Richards. I met her at an event of one of my events, and I read her book. I said, yes, you have to come and tell your story. You have to come tell your story. I haven't even, listen, I met her one time, and after I read the book, I said, yeah, she's wonderful like that. I have her. And then we have my soror, Miss Sheila. She's going to come on. She has a beautiful book as well. I'm so excited. I have a purchase. We gave that book away, her book away at our last event last year when we was in Myrtle Beach. So I read her book. Listen, I said, yeah, I told one of my friends, I said, listen, I have to have her there. So I really, literally want ladies who have been through it. Yes, we can be professional and we have our counselors there, but I really love women who can come and share their story and just be open with us. And also let other women know that, listen, yes, I may be professional, but I'm still going through some things. Yes, I may be a leader, but I'm still going through some things. Even me putting on this event, I'm still dealing with things like grief. I may be dealing with things like depression, anxiety. Listen, there's times where I myself was just recently said, I get tired. I just want to just go on an island and just go away. So this is not just for me to have you pay to come. this for me too. I need someone to pour inside of me also. I'm pretty sure all of these women here on the panel are pouring out, and guess what? We need what? Refilling.
Yeah.
We need refilling. So I am looking forward to that, and that's the point of this event. So before we get started, I would like each lady to kind of tell us a little bit about yourself, and then we're going to talk separately. What they're going to do is they're going to come on and talk to us about their particular workshop, let you know what's in store for you. So we're going to start off with Ms. Nicole. If you could tell me just a little bit about yourself, who you are, tell us a little bit about your book, and then we're going to move on.
Okay, my name is Nicole Smith. I'm actually a Christian life coach. I am a minister. I'm an author. And I met Margie, oh my goodness. I think it might have been one of her events or one of her, when we were doing an event at your dad's shop. Yeah, and it was just from there, it went on, and it just so happened that my sister was with me, and she's like, whatever she's gonna do, I just want to go with you. I'm like, okay, and she goes with me everywhere. So she's out of town right now, but she's excited about coming. So and so the two books, well, I actually am about to write my 15th book.
Whoa. Wow.
But the two books that I kind of wanted to share is the forgiveness series that I wrote. And it is actually, one is on forgiving yourself and one is on forgiving others. Mm-hmm. And so you kind of have to forgive yourself before you can forgive others. And so I was in a dark place when I wrote the book. After I was in a dark place, which made me write the book, because I thought I had forgiven myself. You know, I had thought that I had forgiven myself, and I thought that I had forgiven some, and I realized that I hadn't. And so just part of the healing process, part of God delivering me was actually through those books, but it was actually through forgiving myself and being free in that. And then the peace allowed me to forgive others.
Well, can we just go ahead and get started with talking about, since you went into forgiveness, can you tell us a little bit about your workshop and what nuggets you'll be giving us?
Okay, well, we're going to be doing, we're going to go on a road trip. Oh. And so the road trip is actually going to be, we're going to be talking about the signs. For everybody who drives, you know, you have to actually watch the signs, and you've got to obey the signs if you want to stay alive. So it's going to be titled Using the Signs in Your Season. So there's different seasons that God directs us. So I believe that on the road to healing, that is marked with a lot of signs. And the problem is, it's not a problem, but the thing that we want to do is we want to notice, we want to recognize those signs that are there. We want to interpret them properly, and then we want to follow them. So it's not enough just to see them. It's not enough just to know it. You actually have to apply it. And so we're going to take the word of God and do that. And because we all often struggle with wanting to choose our way. Wanting to choose not God's will, but our way, because we don't want to hurt. You know, we don't want to go through stuff. And if we can find the easiest way to do it, then we can do it. And so it kind of reminds me of Lot. You know, he was supposed to go to the mountains, but he said, can I just get right here? So sometimes we want to be just close enough to say we have moved on, although we probably only made 5 steps. But God is saying, I need you to listen to what I'm saying. So we're going to learn how to apply those signs. And I'm not going to show you the signs that I'm going to do, but just for example, when you see a sign that says crew entrance, okay, if you're in a part of that, you know the direction to go. A hard hat area, that hard hat area is going to tell you the fact that, you know, you need to wear a hard hat because it's probably pretty dangerous. And then a fuel station, you know, while we're driving and we got 3, 4, 5 hours to drive, we're looking for a gas station if we hadn't filled up like we should have. So we're going to talk about those. I'm not going to share the signs that I'm going to be doing, but I do know that those are the signs that in our season, in that particular season, God is trying to direct us in that way. Because when it comes to when you are not delivered, when you are not healing, when you're not being free, then it keeps you from moving forward. It keeps you stuck. Kind of reminds me again of Lot's wife. You know, she her looking back was not the problem. It was her heart that looked back.
Right.
So basically she said, I'm comfortable where I was. I want to go back there. And so when we're not healed, when we're not delivered, and when we're not free, then that's where we get stuck. So the signs are going to keep us. And so we're going to learn how to apply them. And these signs are going to teach us how to move forward and not look back, not go backwards. It's tempting, not just going forward physically, but in our minds, not reminiscing about things that hurt us, not reminiscing and thinking about things that, and we feel like if we're not there, we're okay, we're healed. But no, healing is healing of the mind, healing of the soul, healing of the spirit. And so that's what we're going to talk about, using the signs in your seasons. And I'll be passing out some things so you could take some trinkets home to remind you when you see those signs.
Listen, I think about those signs too. While you were saying that, one of the things I was thinking about was sometimes at night we're driving and we don't see the sign, and we miss that sign, being blind or not being able in a dark space and miss the sign. And then I also think about sometimes we see the signs and ignore it. You see the red light, ignore it and drive through, and next thing you know, we done caused the accident. And stuff. And sometimes, just recently, unfortunately, we had a young lady who passed, a teacher who passed here at Fayetteville because someone ran the red light, and out of the result, it was a catastrophe for somebody else. Someone lost life, and things like that happen where we just missed the signs, or we just decide to go through the signs, and sometimes we see the signs and don't care, and we on. And the other thing you said was about the signs of our gas tank. And I know I'm guilty of looking at my gas tank and saying, I know my car. I can make it about 2 more miles. I know my car. And next thing you know, we on the side of the road, And so we do that too. We see the signs and we're like, I know myself. I can handle it. I can handle it. Next thing you know, we find out we really can't. We be on the side of the road, depressed and anxiety and things like that. So not only just recognize the signs, we have to do what the signs say, and things. So I guess we got to go back and take a driving test sometime. Sometimes we have to do that.
Good.
A sign test. So don't have me to get started because this is not a workshop. But sometimes, I'm looking forward to it. There's a lot in that. Just looking at the signs, and not only that, the seasons, because that's the point of this is it's your season. It's time to be delivered, healed, and set free. And so are we looking at the signs of the seasons? Do we see the seasons changing? And are we taking heed to those signs? And are we preparing for those change in those signs with the different seasons? So I'm looking forward to that. Yes, I'm looking forward to that. Yeah. So thank you so much. And if they want to get in contact with you, how can they get in contact with you?
Well, you can get in contact me with Nicole Smith. It's going to be Nicole Smith on everything, all social medias, LinkedIn, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube. My website is openedpalms.com, opened with an ED, openpalm.com, open palms with an S also. And so everything is on my website, my apparel, blogs, the books, speaking, the videos, everything is on there. So if you ever want to, you can email me at Nicole Smith at openpalms.com.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much. I'm looking forward to your workshop. I need it myself. I know some signs that I missed and some signs that I just ignored. I'm not even gonna lie, some signs I just ignored. All right. Now I'm looking back like I should have known them signs. I should have paid attention. I saw them, but sometimes God give us some dreams and some things like that, and we ignore. He be giving us some signs, and we ignore. And we have to go back and cry to him. He said, "I told you, So I tried to tell you, but So next we're gonna go back. We're gonna go to Miss Sheila. I want to make sure I pronounce his name Prioleau. So I want to introduce her and let her introduce herself and tell us a little bit about her books and her workshop.
Hi, I'm Sheila Prioleau. Not a whole lot to me. I'm a mother. I'm a minister. I don't claim to be an author, but that's what people say that I am. So I'm gonna say that too. I'm a new author. God gave me this gift about in 2018. He told me to write a book. I wrote, my first book is called Let Me Adjust My Crown and Go Get My Purpose. It's actually a 7-week self-help journal for teen girls. And my current book, which I released last year, is actually called Keep Fighting Girl, God Got You. It's 10 chapters, actually 10 round. It's set on a boxing thing, spiritual boxing, and it's 10 round of personal story of things that I went through. I realized that our life is one big fight with different rounds. And so that's the premises of the book. It's very personal because I talk about some personal stories. My dad was upset of one chapter because, you know, I'm nearing 60, and, you know, our parents, if you're that age, what happens in the house? What's the rest of it?
Stays in the house.
Stays in the house.
Well, that's why we don't get healed,
Amen.
because we don't talk
Amen.
about it.
Right.
And if you don't talk about it, they feel that it doesn't go away.
Mm-hmm.
So my workshop is actually on your past does not define you. And so my thought was, how do I heal if I don't ever talk about the things? And then, of course, as melanated people, if we don't talk about it, we also don't believe in going to therapy, because you don't need to go to therapy, take it to God, which is fine, because, and you do pray about it, but God also give us therapy and therapists and,
That's
you
right.
know, these people to go talk about
That's
these
right.
things that we go through to help us. So my workshop is talking about your past and learning how to deal with it. So my scripture and my premises is the woman at the well that Jesus met. And so, and talking about her characteristic of who she was, and getting women to see it doesn't matter, you know, who you are or what people say about you, is how Jesus see you. And dealing with those things and telling your story and talking about the bucket of things that people may see and how she left her bucket after and what that bucket represents. So that's the premises of my workshop. And I will be giving each of the women a bucket, and the bucket will have a twofold thing. One would be to write a goodbye letter to their past. And then once they do that, then the bucket will have a new thing is to be, and then it would be a bucket list of new things that they want to create for their future.
All right.
Wonderful.
So that is
I like that.
I do too.
So, yeah, and then one of the caveat is when they write their, which I will not tell them, but now that we're live, they will
Don't tell everything. Don't tell everything.
No,
They got to
but
come.
yeah,
Come.
but anyway, so that's the premises. I'm really passionate about women, especially us, getting past that past, because we can get trapped in it and not be able to move forward because we get stuck there. But I want us to be able to embrace our past. But I want us also to be able to say goodbye to it. And the only time we go back to it is to be able to tell somebody how we made it through.
Glory.
And teach them that, yes, I've done this. Yes, I've had an abortion. Yes, I attempted suicide. Yes, I did this. But let me tell you how God got me through this.
Right.
How the devil tried it, but he couldn't do it, and then move on. And so that's the premises of my workshop.
Listen, I love that, because there's a lot of women who are holding on to things, and because they feel like they're going to be judged. That's one thing I loved about that story with Jesus. Jesus did not judge her. He just told her what the sin was and just told her don't sin no more. And that was it. He didn't, you know, beat her in the ground about it and, you know, just throw all of these negative things towards her. And so he did not judge her. And so
He did not.
We cannot judge each other. We have to be strong for each other. And in order for me to release things, in order for me to be free from it, I have to release it. But also
Right.
we got to know who we can release to also, you know, we have to
Right,
pray.
who we
that
can
Lord-
release too, but also being able to look at that, because though she had 5 husbands,
Yes,
the thing about it is that I see she had 5 husbands, but what I also see in her is that she tried love 5 times. The Bible never said what happened to the 5 husbands. We don't know if she got divorced. We don't know if they died. So sometimes we prejudge people not knowing the whole story. So I will talk about that. But I also see that she did not give up on love.
Good. That's
you
good.
know what that remind me
That's
of?
good.
Miss Deidre, that remind me of the young lady that you had spoke at your event.
Yes,
That's
yes.
who that remind me of. It was a young lady there who said the same thing. I think she had, was it 500?
It was 5.
And we all was looking like, girl.
Yep.
And she just kind of went through the story. You know, me, I was like, by the first one, what happened with the first one, I was like, I would have been done right there. I'm done. But she kept, you know, love, and she kind of explained each one. And she met her husband that she, you know, loves her and things. And he does not judge her past. And he was there with her at the event. But that's who that remind me of when you said that. And like you said, we all are doing things, and it may not be a husband. It may be something else we doing to find love that is hurting us constantly over and over. And not only that, her being at the well, you know, you never know what was going on through her mind at that time, you know. So she probably was already kind of dealing with a lot of stuff at that time as well. So with that being said, and also people judging her, because I'm not gonna lie, I was looking like I say, I was looking like, girl,
yeah, me too.
Maybe after number 2, but after the story from number 1, I would have been done. You know, first of all, I would have been in lockdown somewhere. Listen, telling one of y'all my bail money is under the mattress. But
exactly. So
you never know what we, you know, at women are actually dealing with, what we're dealing with. And again, we hold on, and I'll be honest with you, I'm one that's good at wearing a mask. And I put a mask on real quick, smile for everyone and things like that. But then once I take that mask, I'm like, so she could have been doing that, smiling, everything is good. But behind closed doors, she probably was feeling defeated. And think, like you said, with 5 husbands, never knowing. Some of it could have been a domestic abuse. You just never know. So I am so looking forward to your workshop, and I love your book. I did read your book. I love your book as well. I saw some things in there that I needed to work on, and things that kind of fit me as well. And like you said, what stays in the house, what goes on in the house stays in the house. But that also can be a death trap for us.
Oh yeah,
it is.
Mentally,
No, it is.
So I am so looking forward to that. And we're going to next, oh, and tell us how we can get a copy of your book, or also, and tell us a little bit about the workshop that you actually are doing. So you're doing a women's conference. So tell us a little bit about that.
The women's conference.
Your women's conference that you're doing in Charlotte, I think.
So, well, right now we don't know, it may be canceled, but there may be a women's conference coming up next Saturday on the 21st. So I'm going to put a pin in there because we may be canceling it because we don't have enough. But I'm a big believer is whoever is supposed to be there will be there.
Yes.
I am never one for the quantity, it's always for the quality.
That's right.
Because I will teach and preach to the one, because God says whenever there's 2 or 3. So, but as far as getting in touch with my email is gracefully-speaking-llc@gmail.com.
Well, I'll let you know I got my ticket.
And my website is under construction, so I'm redoing, but my website is gracefully-speaking-llc.com. And that is my business name, Gracefully Speaking, transforming lives through God's word.
Thank you. And you also do a Bible study with your book, correct?
Yes, I did a Bible study this summer with my book.
Okay.
And my chapter of Delta, we do a monthly Bible study, and it is open to the community on the 4th Tuesday of the month.
Good. Thank you so much. So
you're welcome.
Make sure you get that information to me so I can also post that, because I do love to share and support everyone that's as well. It's not about you supporting just me, it's me supporting us, supporting each other. So
Yeah.
she'll get that out. And so we have Miss Detra. All these women are authors. I know
Ooh,
she
yes.
just said, but these women are authors, and I'm about to become a part of their group as well, about to become a part of the author sorority and stuff. So Miss Detra Richard, we have her next. Again, I met her at the event. I did an adult book fair, and she came and she was selling her book, and I purchased her book as well. And man, she has a story as well. And I went to her women's conference to support her, and I had a ball. And like I said, it just helped me. The young lady she had speak at hers just helped me. The food, the ambiance, just being around other women, it was just wonderful. So can you tell us a little bit about yourself and talk to us about your workshop?
Okay, good evening, everybody. I am so excited for the upcoming self-care, because you two ladies already, I am so ready to get into y'all session. I really, really am. But my name is Detra Richards. I'm known on Facebook as Detra D. Richards. I am also a minister. I've been ministering for 14 years now. I'm at Grace Temple Church here in Fayetteville. I am married as well to Reverend Michael Richards. I'm a mother and a grandmother, very proud grandmother. I work as a social worker at one of our local hospitals here in Fayetteville. And I have co-authored 3 books in the past. I started writing in 2018, where I co-authored a book in 2018, and I co-authored 2 books in 2019. And before I did my solo, it took a while to get the solo done, because it really uncovered a lot of stuff. Because when you co-author, you're not giving a lot. You're just doing little nuggets.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was kind of restricted on some things that I could say and reveal. So when God blessed me when God spoke to me and told me, it's time for me to let a lot of things go, and allow me to do my solo, I was able to write what needed to be said. I was very, very transparent. In my book, it's not your average girl next door, because people look at you and think you just like everybody else. But all of us are different. We're not the same. All of us have gone through something. I've gone through child molestation. I've gone through domestic violence, teen violence. I've gone through attempted suicides. I've like Marjorie just said, I wore a mask. I wore a mask for years. If they could have given me an Academy Award, I would have won it, because I've worn a mask for so many years.
Wow.
But I learned through journaling, through therapy, that I was still not being true to myself. I was not being true to myself. I definitely was not being true to God, because I could preach and I could tell people stuff, but I wasn't taking it in myself, because I was still hiding behind everything I had gone through. Like you said, what happened in the house, stay in the house. I never received counseling after being molested, and end up, parents got me an abortion at the age of 12. Never received counseling. You just don't talk about it. You just go through life and don't talk about it. So that led to all types of trauma in my life. It led to my high school boyfriend beating me up, throwing water in my face, slapping me, and I'm going just walking behind him like a little puppy, and all of my adult relationships, but when God said enough was enough, and when I think about all the trauma that I had gone through, my session, and I honestly was going to talk about different seasons, but Sister Nicole beat me to it. So just sitting here, it was wonderful, honey. Just sitting here, I thought about PTSD, putting together sources for deliverance.
Wow.
So,
wow.
And I thought about the woman with the issue of blood. Regardless of what she was going through, however many physicians she's seen and all that she went through, she pressed her way to get to Jesus. And I thought about all the dirt I had gone through. I had to get dirty. I had to go through the mud. I had to crawl my way to being healed and delivered, because it wasn't easy. It wasn't easy. I would take one step forward, and then I'll have a trigger that'll set me back. And I'll go one step forward, then a trigger to set me back. So I want to focus on being healed and delivered, because we can be healed, but are you truly delivered from it? You know, I can talk about it freely now. Sometimes I still do cry because I still can't believe the things that God had healed me from. So I'm still putting everything together for the workshop, because that just sat in my spirit as I was sitting here. So there's still some things I got to put together, but I just want to challenge people the importance of taking off the mask and being true to yourself, so you can truly be that servant of God that he needs you to be. You know, we are so fearful of what people are going to say about us, because that was me. I was afraid of what they were going to say, afraid of how they were going to look at me. I was just totally afraid. And I did not realize the effects that my trauma had on my children. I did not realize that, because I felt like when I was going through my domestic violence, I had them with my sister or my mom. They weren't seeing it, but they didn't have me. So I did not realize that till actually my first book, and me and my boys, actually, they're men now, we actually sat down and we had a talk. And they did not realize a lot of things that I had gone through that I was shielding from them. So it affected how I raised them. But thank God they are nowhere near like you would think they would be experiencing a lot of things that they've seen. But I just want to focus on the healing and being totally delivered and set free from the traumas of the past, because it can carry over into your adult life. It can affect you mentally, physically. Also, it can affect your health. It's just, this self-care is going to be awesome, because it's going to help us to heal inside and out. And we just don't know what it's going to do to our whole physical well-being. So I'm excited about what everything, my session is still up and making, coming together, but I just wanted to put out that little nugget, the PTSD, putting together sources for deliverance. So that's what I got so far.
Love it.
I love that. I love that. I absolutely love that. And we definitely need some sources. And that's the whole point. This is one of the sources that we have. Not saying it's the only source, but it's a good way for you to come together and meet women such as yourself, that other women can come to and listen to your story. Because like you said, you walk around, we think that you are whole and we don't even know your backstory. You know, even me as a teacher, I tell my kids, I come from humble beginnings. We haven't always been in a house like this or driving a car like this. I come from humble beginnings. And sometimes you got to let people know your story so they can be like, wow, like I would have never known. And so, and even with the issue of blood, people don't realize that blood is life. Blood carry oxygen. And if you don't get oxygen around the body, your body is not going to function well. And so it's life, it carries things. So this lady had an issue for years. And she literally probably, not the reason why she probably was crawling, because she probably wasn't feeling the best, with this issue of blood. So, but she still had enough strength to get to Jesus, but she also knew who to go to.
That's right.
Who to go to.
He's the source.
Faith to not even see the man or the man to pray. Oh, she was just like, if I could just touch a piece of this cloth. So let me just touch the hem. I can be, and that's what we got. That's crazy. But
you got to think about how dirty she got too, crawling on that ground.
Through all those people, you know, and it was just a faith that he felt like, who touched me? Like, and that's why the disciples like, all these people, anybody could have touched you.
Right.
Like, no, this was different. This was a different type of touch.
Yes, a different type of touch.
She didn't even touch the skin. She just touched the clothes. And he was like, this is different.
Right.
And so we come, and so this is almost kind of like, you come into this, you may can't afford it, but if you need some help to get there so you can be set free, let us know. We'll get you there. Crawl, get there so you can get this issue of blood, you can be healed from whatever it is that you are dealing with. And I know it's some ladies.
I love her, and I love her story because she just didn't have one issue because of the blood. She was contaminated, so she was broke because she spent all her money.
All her money.
She had a social issue. She had physical issues. She had sexual. She had a whole list
of
of
issues.
Right.
But there was something that kept her getting up, getting dressed, and getting on her way. And the thing about it for me, when you talk about, you know, having the deliverance, and she got down on her knees, I'm thinking of her making her way through the crowd and how sometimes we have to push our way through the crowds of things that get in our way from getting to Jesus.
And humble. I see humbleness.
Humbleness, yes. Yes. And a lot of times we get in our own way. You know, we get in our own way. You know, we're our own self distractions a lot of times and stuff. Because again, when I talk about how we're worried about other people and stuff, if we just stop worrying about other people and what they think about us or how they going to look at us, because that was always me. I always worried about how they're going to look at me, because once I started opening up and telling my story, I began to like, well, how they think I am now, or how they look at me now. Then I got to the point in life whenever God took me higher and higher, I don't care what y'all think. You know, I don't, because I'm the one that lived that life. Yes. I'm the one that living this life now. I want to be the true servant of God. I don't want to have to continue to wear a mask. You know, when I stand before him, I want to hear well done, that because I have done everything. You know, I want him to be pleasing in anything that I do. So I got to the point where I just didn't care.
That's right.
What they thought.
That's right.
Yeah. As long as you say one person, because
that's it.
Even though she went through that crowd, right? She went through this crowd, but she probably could have went back. We don't know the story because they don't never get the whole story. It's not, you know, some of that is not, I would say, important. Just the main thing we need to know is her faith. But let's just say that she left and got healed, and she went back and told somebody else's story. And she told how she was delivered. And so what that means is now she possibly could be saving someone else by just from her story alone. Right. And that's why I like to bring women who have dealt with things or went through things, because I can look at you and say, okay, well, if she can go through it and she can be delivered, it's so can I. You know?
She could have given up when the doctor told her that, you know, now here's the thing about that story that's interesting to me, because I always say, let me use my spiritual imagination. The doctors, see, to me, I think because the doctors knew her issue, took her money and told her she couldn't be healed when they already knew what her issue was in the first place, right? But that didn't stop her, you know. So sometimes we allow the doctors to give us diagnosis and we go home and woe is me, but that's not what she did. So to me, within that, we don't always take what other people say. We got to continue on to find, you know, to find our healing. Don't take man's word. Let me go on and let me find the man who can tell me my true healing. You know, okay, I'm gonna go to the doctor because God gave me the doctor. You know, let me take the medicine. Let me, you know, do the necessary. And she, you know, she kept on. So she could have stopped there, but she didn't. She didn't have people to encourage her because she couldn't be around anybody. That didn't, you know, that didn't stop her. You know, there was so many things. Girl, I can't wait for yours. Because there was so many things that could have stopped her.
It's gonna be good. It's gonna be good.
So many things because of all of the issues that she had from the one issue.
Wow.
Because the law, and see, that's where we get caught up, because the law said, but that didn't stop her.
That didn't stop her.
And forgot that the law went away because that was Old Testament. But she was so embedded in the law, not realizing that it didn't even apply anymore.
Right.
See, that's the whole sermon within itself.
Within itself. Woo! Yes.
You know, Margie, I wanted to say that there are a lot of people who don't go to retreats for different reasons, sometimes because they're not Christians and they feel like they're not spiritual and they feel like it's an issue. But one thing that I want to encourage everyone is my sister goes to all my speaking engagements. We just left from one about 2 weeks ago in Georgia. She goes to all of them. She's not a Christian. And she's coming to this one. So I want to encourage everyone. It's not a matter of knowing Jesus,
No.
because knowing, in the Greek, it means relationship.
Relationship.
You may not have a relationship with him, but at the end of the day, he, sometimes, we're saved sometimes just simply because of the faith that we have. You don't have to know the Lord enough and have all of this information and then you become a Christian.
Right.
No, sometimes it takes settings like this for you to realize that even people who are authors, even people who are coaches, and they wrote books, and they're ministers, and they're so strong. I mean, we go through hell just like them.
Yes.
We serve a savior, but at the end of the day, I feel like this is also an opportunity for people to come and know the Lord, because a lot of people are stuck because they become comfortable at where they're at.
Right.
They've worn a mask so long that it's just normal now.
Right.
And looking back, trying to think about the past hurts too much.
Yeah.
When they see us, in our pain, but then we're delivered, because it's only through the Holy Spirit and God's mercy that we are where we're at.
That's right.
We don't have, we're not doing this because we're so this and we're so that and we've written so many. No, that has nothing to do with nothing. We can't take none of that to heaven. But I do feel like there are people who don't know the Lord. There are women who are suffering. And this is also an opportunity for us here and other people that are going to be coming to actually represent Christ in such a way to where they will want what we have because of what he's done. Like you said earlier, it's not a matter of judging anybody.
Right.
She's doing this and she's doing that. And because when I saw Detra was speaking, I said, I know her. I know her. And I was looking for the books. I said, I know I got a book by Sheila. I know. And so I think that that's an opportunity for people to invite people.
Yes.
But women, just women, period. Because we are struggling with the same things. We are struggling. I mean, we can come together, us as on this Zoom, because we're Christians and because we're ministers, and we know we've gone through this. But even without a background of Christianity, even without a background of anything, healing can come. He doesn't just heal the saved.
That's right. That's right.
He reigns on the just as well as the unjust. Blesses us just as he would bless them. But at the end of the day, I just kind of want to encourage people. You don't have to be so spiritual. You don't have to be so whatever. We're looking for deliverance. We're looking for healing, and we're looking for freedom. Because I tell you, when you're not healed, it will age you.
Yes, it will.
Yes.
I mean, it'll keep you in the bed longer than you need to be. So all these people that, feel like they need to be saved and they need to have all of this to get this, I just want to encourage you, don't have to have any of that. You don't have to have any of that. God is a just God, and he gives us opportunities, and he gives us chance after chance. This is an opportunity for people who don't know the Lord to come to the Lord through healing. He said some people are healed and then salvation comes.
That's good, Nicole. Yes.
I'm healed. Now. Oh, Lord, I want this God that just healed me.
Yes. So, and I think this is the new hedges and highway. The scripture said we are to go out into the hedges and the highway. And some people believe that's the actual hedges and the highway. Well, the hedges and the highway are different. It could be your job. It could be wherever is needed. And this is our avenue of the hedges and highway.
Yes.
And one thing I will say, Aziza Mustafa, she said this reminds her of her pastor saying establish a relationship with God by any means necessary. And one of the things I definitely want to say is I never really advertised this as a Christian women conference. No, only because I want them to know that any woman, I don't care if you're Muslim, if you are Hindu, if you whatever religion you are, we we are, as women, we still are dealing with things as women. So put all that aside. Let's
Mhm.
just as women be sisters. Like, you know, now, of course, the Lord comes through, because every time he always come through like he did last year. But
Yes.
we want you to be free. We want walls broken down. And we don't
Yes.
pick those up. Last year I did a sister circle called Bag Lady. And we was in a circle, and I had the ladies to write on a plate, draw their paper bag. Mine was a Walmart bag. I think mine was a Walmart bag, but it wasn't anything. No, you know what? I think I did I think I did Gucci, because I knew I wasn't gonna ever buy one. That, you know, so I was like, this is my own bag, Gucci bag. And I had all the women to write something that was in their bag that was weighing them down. And when I tell you, it was just a lot of the women, they just opened up and they wrote, and those bags was heavy. Some of us needed 2 bags. And while I was playing Erykah Badu's Bag Lady in the background, because that's really what her song is about. We have
Yes.
too many bags that's slowing us down. You can't even hardly catch the bus because you got a trash bag or you got the Gucci bag, and you just constantly just carrying and you dragging it. And then, you know, you think about your bag. I think about my bag sometimes. Sometimes I just pour my purse out and be like, good Lord, what am I doing with all this stuff in here? Why I got this stuff in here, you know? And you just wondering why your bag's so heavy, because you're carrying too much unnecessary stuff that you
Right.
don't.
So true.
And so every now and then, Nicole would attest to that. I'll hit them up every now and then. Have you picked that bag back up?
Right.
Good. You pick that bag back up, because we got rid of it. And so with that being said, we carry a lot. And that's why I really wanted to be advertised as, this is a women's conference, come in, retreat. I hate saying conference, because a lot of times, you know, we think about, you know, church or what's that. I say retreat, because that's what we need to get away from everything and everybody.
Yes.
With ourselves and just pretty much try to let things go. And a lot of times when we have a lot of stuff going on, you know, our mind is so boggled that we really can't get rid of what we need to get rid of. We can't think about ourselves, because we think about our husbands, we think about our children, think about the job, we think about our bills, we think about ourselves. I ain't getting enough sleep. What can I do? But I can't, you know, get off work because I got to do this for the children, the husband. And after a while, you know, you're just, you know, older than what you should be, because all of that weight of life is weighing you down and allowing you to feel old. So that's the purpose of this. Anyone else?
Because we're filling everybody else up. We're doing this.
Yes.
We're overflowing and filling up everybody else's cup, and we're not doing anything for ourselves.
Ourselves.
Because we feel guilty, you know, for not doing anything for ourselves, and we're busy making sure everybody else have what, you know, no matter who it is. And we don't, you know, we don't do it. It's like, well, it's kind of like the pastor of the church, you know, is filling everybody else up, but who's refilling him? Who's building him back up? So who's building, you know, the giver of life back up? Because we are the giver of life.
Giver of life. Yeah.
Who's doing that? You know, who's doing that for us, and making sure that we're able to do. And so, you know, whether you're Muslim or, like you say, Hindu, we all bleed the same. We all feel the same. We all have problems the same, but how do we deal with it? You know, we all want to be able to deal with it some way, somehow, you know, and that's the important thing. How do you want to deal with it? Yes, my life is not perfect, but I would rather have 10 bad days with God than to have 10 good days with God. So, you know, because at the end of the day, you know, my joy comes from him. You know, James said, count it all joy.
Joy,
you know, you're gonna have, Jesus said, you will have tribulation, but be of good cheer. I have overcome the world. Sometimes I forget that he has fought the good fight for us, but you know, carnal sets in and woe is me. And then I was like, wait a minute. 2019, Sheila, you was driving down the highway, you had a stroke. It should have killed you, but God's like, not today, Satan, you ain't taking her. But yet you forget. And I'm like, God, you're right. You done did this more than once. And so I need to give him the glory. So Satan, not today, not tomorrow. Not till God said he's ready to take me the way he wants to take me. And so, and that's what women want. They want to see They want a real word from a real woman for a real life situation. And
Yes.
that's what we're going to give them.
Mhm.
That is so true, because I really do feel that women need to see women who have gone through things.
Yeah.
Because
Right.
a lot of times when I was going through my issues, I thought I was the only one, you know, because nobody talked about anything.
Right.
You know, you
Right.
thought you were the only one. Yes, you need to see that, yeah, this has happened to me. You
Yeah.
know, I have scars. I have underlying scars. You know, I still deal with issues. You know, I still get headaches from the beatings. I still, you know, my nose is fractured. You know, I still have a little knot right here. You know, I still have a slit in the inside of my lip. So yes, I've gone through it, but look now.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Look at
Nobody
you be
but
like, let me show
God.
you my war mark and what I've been through.
Yes, nobody
You know,
but
and
God.
so yes,
It's
and,
good for
but
them to see. Because once I
women
started
don't
going
want to
through,
build. We don't want to build
yes,
each other up. The minute you tell somebody something, they want to run, go tell that.
Yes.
yes,
Yes.
You know,
yes,
and we don't do enough of building each
each
other
other
up
up. Yes,
and saying, "Hey, sister, you know, call me when you need some." We don't really mean it.
yeah,
You know, we
you're
don't really,
right.
we say it, but do we mean it?
Mean
Right.
it. Mm-hmm. Right. So, oh, this gonna be good.
I'm so excited. I know I'm gonna need it myself. I can't wait. I'm so excited. I don't care if I got
I
$5.
don't know why we doing this conference once a year, but I don't know why I feel like God said you need to do like a weekly Zoom call like this, maybe live. Because sometimes, you know, COVID might have been a bad thing, but what COVID did, it brought the church live to the masses
It
of
did.
the people.
Mhm.
Yeah,
It did.
yeah, it
It
did.
did. I am so excited. It's 8 o'clock and I can still talk with y'all ladies, and I don't want to give everything away. I'm looking forward to this
I
women's
am too.
Me too.
I
Me
am
conference.
too.
I am looking forward to this. Again, this is Divas Self-Care Holistic Wellness. And listen, self-care is the big thing
Self-care.
for me. Self-care. I have a shirt that's coming out, that's gonna be coming out saying self-care is my love language. That's my
Oh yes,
because
Ooh,
like
I
you
I
said,
like that. I'm gonna
I
have to
do
get a shirt.
too.
I'm gonna have to get a T-shirt that says
so that's my gonna be my t-shirt line. Actually, I have that in my book as well. Self-care is my love
self-care
language.
is my love
I made it
language. I
because
like
Language.
that.
I went through relationships as well, and I felt like, relationship with friends. I've lost some friends that I thought was like really good friends, and that bothered me. But somewhere when I realized that it was just a weight off that I needed to let go, it made sense. The signs was there. It was time to let it go, but I did because I'm like, this has been a friend for so long. So, but after a while, when the person left, and it was just like I could breathe again. And then different relationships or whatever, and it was just like a lot of stuff. So not only will we have your workshop, actually we'll be doing another sister circle as well. I'm actually going to be having the mask as well with mine. Last year we did a therapeutic painting, but this time you're going to have a mask that you're going to paint. And one side is going to be your negative side, okay, and the other side is going to be your positive side. I want you to write everything that is holding you back, and what on the other side, I want you to write what are the things that you want to move forward with. And so you're going to get an opportunity to wear your mask. I don't know if I'm going to do 2 or 1 or just have it all on one. But right now, you're gonna do the yin yang, the theater mask, and you're gonna get an opportunity to paint that. We want to see what are the things that you feel that you are wearing on your mask.
Wow.
All right. What are the things that you feel like you want your mask to actually look like? Matter of fact, you're supposed to take it off, but if you put it on, how do you want your mask to look? But let's look at what are the things you have on your mask that you're covering up. Normally the stuff is on the inside. We want to bring it out.
Outside.
And outside, and let's see what is on your mask, and you're going to paint this beautiful mask and stuff. Not only are we going to do that, we actually going to have either team building. I'm still wondering if we're going to do the team building when we do the escape room, or we go to a smash room and we bring something that we want to smash and get and actually deliver from that as well.
Ooh.
Let all your anger out, and we just go in the smash room and smashing things up. And we're looking forward to that. And again, if you want to be a vendor, you can be a vendor. Again, this is the Divas Self-Care and Holistic Wellness. This is going to take place in Charlotte, North Carolina at the Embassy Suites. That means that you get some nice breakfast because they give good breakfast. Lunch comes with it as well. So you don't have to worry about lunch. The only thing you probably worry about is your dinner. But other than that, lunch is taken care of on Saturday, and also Sunday. We're gonna have a meet and greet where we get a chance to meet each other as well before. You get a swag bag also. I am so excited about that as well with some little things. We had some good stuff in the swag bag last year.
Yep, you did.
So we're gonna get a good swag bag this year, again, along with my book. You'll be the first one to get my book before it actually launches. I'm so excited. And so, listen, I am nervous a little bit too, but I'm looking forward to it. Right now, we have a special going on, $199. You can get the workshop for $199, the whole thing for $199 until the 15th. And then after that, it goes back to $260. Or you also can do two for one. Well, I don't say 2 for 1, but you can do where you can get it cheaper if you buy 2 tickets. You went somewhere else. And also, we are looking forward to you coming and having a good time, and also just being around other women and just fellowship. And not only do you come and meet these women again, you leave with some friendship. Some friendships. And also, you know, this is a way for, I know some of the women that never met each other, they're talking to each other now from last year. I'm just going to share my screen real quick so you can see our flyer quickly. This is our flyer here. If you can see that, again, if you are ready to change your life and be healed, this is where you need to come to. Beautiful Charlotte, North Carolina. You're going to be by some shopping, so you get a chance to get some shopping going on as well. And we have Miss Lanisha Bridges. Please keep her in prayer. She was rushed to the hospital, so she couldn't make it. Her workshop cannot make it, so sorry about that. So just keep her in prayer. She is also an author and founder of Growth Empowerment Motivation Support LLC. And so we have Miss Sheila Prioleau with Keep Fighting Girl. And we have also Saved by God's Grace Ministry, Miss Detra Richards. We have Miss Nicole Smith, who's also a life coach. We'll just say all these ladies are life coaches. Open Palm. These are the things that you're going to be getting. Friday Night Social. Turning Tragedy into Triumph by Miss Bridges. We have also Using the Signs in your Season with Miss Nicole Smith. We will wear the mass vision activity, which is what I'll be doing, dinner and team building activity. Right now we're looking at the escape room, but we may go to the smash room. Let's smash up some things. You have the Diva Slumber Party, so that's optional if you want to come, have a good time. It's your season, but she said she's going to turn that to PTSD. I'm looking forward to that. With Miss Richard, we have Your Past Does Not Define You. I love that. With Miss Sheila Prioleau, and then we have our closing ceremony with our sister circle. And so we are looking forward to it. Vendors, if you come, you will be a part of this as well. So we are actually looking forward to you coming. Listen, also, I am doing on October 26th, we have Miss Patricia Middleton. This is my domestic violence webinar, When Love Hits Home. I was not expecting when I first did this for it to be a part 5. Every time I did it, it always ended to something else. So, all right, so I hope you hear me. So it ended up to something else. And so right now we have domestic violence coming on. And so she's going to be coming to talk about her book, I Didn't Know the Signs. I didn't know the signs. And so she's going to come and share her story. If you're interested in joining us, you can. You can find it live. It will be on the Margie McLean Foundation Facebook page. And so you can come on, ask all the questions that you would like. Come and share your stories. The first time we had it, we had a young lady come on, a mother. She was a pastor's wife. She came on and shared her story. And then it went into talking about domestic violence in the church. And then from there, we talked about how it affect the children and things. And her mother was on, and her sister was on. And I think her mother passed last year. And then it turned into, we had a young lady from Australia, and she brought on packed on another layer with women, parents being actually abused by their children. And so
Mm.
we had a young lady to come
Wow.
on, Latoya Burgess, I think she came on and she talked about her situation. That was part 4. And so now we have in part 5, I didn't know the signs. And so she's gonna come on and talk about that. And so I'm so excited about this. If you want to join, please definitely email me for this as well. So if you are interested, again, thank you ladies for coming on and sharing.
Yeah.
Looking forward to it. I'm glad you didn't give too much because we want to just kind of give me a little dangle a
Little
little bit.
teaser.
Don't give all this teaser.
Little teaser.
I got to be there, okay? So again, if you are interested in joining us in Charlotte in November, please make sure you email at chemistry growth mindset. I'm gonna move over so you can see that, chemistry growth mindset at gmail.com. Follow me on Facebook, follow me on Instagram. We are also putting some nuggets out there as well. Miss Sheila, thank you for, I heard what you said. The Lord has been actually giving that to me to do a monthly thing or either possibly a weekly thing. I've just been kind of holding back and procrastinating myself. And I have been having some ladies that ask me to do that as well. So even all the way in Tennessee, you want me to do these things. So I guess, I better get to it. So, but if you are interested, please join us November. Don't miss out. October 15th, $199. You can get it for $199. Book your room by the 25th of October if you haven't already. Please do that, ladies. Thank you. I look forward to seeing you in November. Thank you for coming.
Thank you. Good night, ladies.
Good night, everybody. Good night.
Good night.
Good night. Bye.